My husband did not ask me. He did not discuss it with me. He simply looked at me across the breakfast table and said, "My brother's wife just had a baby. She's moving into our house today. You will take care of her and the baby while I am at work." At that moment, I smiled quietly. I said nothing. The next morning at exactly 7 o'clock, I packed one small bag. Before closing the front door, I placed one envelope on the dining table. Inside was a letter that would change every relationship in that house forever. Stay until the end because what happened after they opened that letter shocked everyone. Story. For 10 years, I believed marriage meant respect. I worked full-time. I cooked every meal. I cleaned every room. I helped my husband's parents whenever they needed me. I never complained because I believed families should support each other. My husband slowly stopped asking for my opinion. He started making decisions alone. First, it was small things, then bigger things. He invited relatives to stay without asking me. He lent our savings to family members without discussing it. Every time I tried to speak, he would say, "We are family and you should understand." One Friday evening, he walked into the kitchen with a smile. I thought he had good news. Instead, he said, "My brother's wife had a baby. She needed help. She and the baby would move into our house for several months." Then he looked directly at me and said, "You will take care of everything while I am working." I asked him one simple question. "Did you ask me before making this decision?" He laughed and said there was nothing to ask because this was my responsibility as his wife. His words hurt more than I expected. I realized he no longer saw me as his partner. He saw me as someone who would simply obey. That night, I barely slept. I replayed every sacrifice I had made during our marriage. Every birthday I missed because of family obligations. Every promotion I turned down because someone needed my help. Every dream I postponed because everyone else always came first. Around midnight, I opened my laptop. I reviewed my finances. I had my own savings. I had a stable job. I had options. For the first time in years, I felt calm instead of afraid. Before sunrise, I packed a small suitcase with clothes, documents, and essentials. I cleaned the kitchen one last time. I prepared coffee exactly the way my husband liked it. At 7 o'clock, I placed one white envelope on the dining table. The letter said, "I am your wife, not your employee. I deserve respect, not orders. You decided another woman and her baby would move into this home without asking me. You also decided I would become their full-time caretaker without my agreement. Since you believe my opinion no longer matters, I have decided to remove myself from your decision. You are free to care for your family exactly as you planned. I am now choosing to care for myself." I signed my name. Then I quietly walked out. I rented a small apartment across town. It was not luxurious, but it was peaceful. For the first time in years, I woke up without hearing someone telling me what I had to do. That afternoon, my phone exploded with calls and messages. My husband demanded to know where I was. His brother said I was selfish. His mother accused me of abandoning the family. I replied with one sentence. I did not abandon anyone. I simply refused to volunteer for a job I never accepted. The next day, my husband had to take time off work because there was nobody to help. His brother's wife quickly realized caring for a newborn required constant attention. Within a week, the family that expected me to solve every problem suddenly understood how much work I had quietly carried for years. 2 weeks later, my husband came to my apartment. He looked exhausted. He admitted the house had become stressful. He said he never realized how much I actually did every day. I listened quietly. Then I asked him one question. "Did you come because you miss me or because you miss what I did for everyone?" He could not answer. That silence told me everything. I continued living independently. I started spending weekends with friends. I returned to hobbies I had forgotten. I accepted a professional opportunity that doubled my confidence. For the first time, I felt like my own person instead of someone constantly living for everyone else. Months later, my husband asked if we could attend marriage counseling. I agreed because people can change if they truly accept responsibility. During counseling, he admitted he had confused love with control. He admitted he expected endless sacrifice without appreciation. Most importantly, he admitted that partnership requires two equal voices. Trust returned slowly. Respect returned one conversation at a time. Whether our marriage survived was no longer the biggest victory. The biggest victory was discovering my own worth. I finally understood that saying no does not destroy a family. Sometimes it saves the person holding the family together. Strong ending. If someone truly loves you, they will never volunteer your time, your energy, or your life without your permission. Respect begins where control ends. The morning I packed my bag was not the day I gave up. It was the day I finally chose myself. That single letter reminded everyone that kindness should never be mistaken for weakness.